Welcome to Women. I'm Bonnie Gilgallo. This program will introduce you to some fun, fearless, and phenomenal females. These ladies have fought through tough times, conquered their fears, and seen their dreams come true. They're creative, accomplished, and inspiring. Their stories just might give you the boost and confidence you need to create the life you've always wanted. So come along with us and meet some amazing women. In 2008, budget cuts took music out of many of our local schools. Ruth Moyer, founder and CEO of the Steinway Society of Riverside County, helped bring the joy of music back to local students.
All of the cuts in the schools and the disconnect for the little children, we feel that we're filling that gap and holding it together, because our goal is to inspire, educate, and to keep the children in school.
So we're here with Ruth Moyer, who is founder and CEO of the Steinway Society of Riverside County. Welcome.
Thank you.
So tell us, and you were just saying before we started that your organization basically brought music back into our local schools. So tell us about that.
Yes, in 2008, when we had the recession, the music was taken out of the schools.
Terrible.
And we had been presenting classical concerts since 2002. Because we're such a musical board, we were ready to design programs and keep the music in the schools, which we've done. We have 9 programs now.
Wow. And how did you get the group together right away? Was it sort of an easy program to get rolling in the beginning?
Well, it really was, because again, we're all musicians. And we were there, the need was there, and we filled it.
And so tell me about some of the programs that you have.
We still have our classic in schools, the original program. We have piano labs, ukulele labs, the history of music. We have Mr. Mix Symphony, and we have a wonderful program at Eisenhower Medical Center in the Dementia Care Center. And we bring world-class musicians to all our concerts.
And I know that they've done a lot of research. My mother had Alzheimer's, that apparently music is the last thing to go. That sometimes people forget a lot of other things, but boy, they hear some music and it takes them right back. And it can really be helpful with folks who are suffering.
Well, it's true, and it's so interesting when we go into these concerts, and we have a therapy dog, by the way, which is just wonderful. The folks are just sitting there with no expression.
Yeah.
And when the music starts, the toe starts tapping, the fingers are tapping, and by the end they're dancing in the aisles, and they're so happy. It's such a rewarding program.
Absolutely. Now, I want to go back to the ukulele labs. Now,
Yes.
is that an instrument that was already popular with folks or kids, particularly in this area, or did you introduce them to it?
Well, I don't know, honestly. I think the ukulele has always had its place, but I would like to think that we have revived it, if you will, and introduced it to the children.
I'm guessing that the kids just respond really well to all of this.
Oh, there's one kid up in Desert Hot Springs, and my classic line is, we may find another Mozart, and it might be up in Desert Hot Springs. You just don't know where the talent is going to come from. This little boy was so excited. He said, "This is my time to shine." And I thought, oh, that's why I'm here.
Absolutely.
To give a child that much joy. And he loves it. And the children name their ukuleles, which
that's
is kind
great.
of fun.
I love that. Now, so your programs are for all age groups, starting from really young kids, obviously up to older folks in the dementia?
Yes, the classic in schools, we start the children right in the first grade. We have 16 shows booked before Christmas.
Wow.
We do Babar the Elephant, we have the Velveteen Rabbit, we have Stregonona, and then we have classical pianists. And those 16 concerts will be in the Palm Springs School District, and then we will start in January in the Desert Sands and the Coachella Valley schools.
So I'm assuming you are a musician as well?
Yes, I've been a
what do you play?
musician for many years. Too many. I started out with the guitar.
Okay.
I obviously play the ukulele. I play the piano. I teach, I'm a vocalist.
Okay.
I have a professional background in theater and in national television.
Wow.
So I'm made for the part.
Well-rounded. So
Yeah.
where now? Are you? You're not a desert native, are you?
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm originally from Boston
Okay.
by way of New York, raised my family here. I
What
can't believe it.
brought you to the desert? in particular?
Golf.
Really? Are you a big golfer too?
I
In
used
addition
to
all
be.
that other thing? Yeah.
My husband was a golfer, and I gave it up for my music.
Because it takes time if you want to be good.
It takes too much time.
Yeah.
I was not good. I
Okay.
was terrible. I'm a much better musician.
Okay. Did you find at all in your career, in your musical career, any pushback or glass ceilings being a woman? Did you find that at all?
Not at all.
Really?
I was very fortunate as a child when I grew up. I was surrounded by professional women who were very, very successful. So that was never an issue for me. And I know it's an issue and a real issue, but personally speaking, it wasn't.
Oh, good for you. What advice would you give younger women who, let's say, aren't sure yet what their dream is or their passion is, or they have a dream, they have a passion, but they're kind of hesitant and they're scared because they don't know, they're worried about failing or what have you. What advice would you give a younger woman who's
Well,
coming
it's
up?
interesting you ask that. I've done podcasts with Louisa Castrodale from the Palm Springs School District on this very subject. I think everybody has a dream. Maybe a young woman would have trouble expressing it. Sometimes you just have to say to yourself, self, do it. Don't
Just-
hesitate, try it. And it's okay if it doesn't work the first time. When I did my national package, I was on CBS for 14 years in 82 markets.
Wow.
And that took a little bit of doing. It took me 2 years of very hard work, daily work, but I never gave up. And I think that's the secret, is persistence. And if you believe in your dream, you believe in yourself.
Well, Ruth Moyer from the Steinway Society of Riverside County, what a great gift you all have given to all of us here in this area to bring music back to schools and to all of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. Profiles of more great gals ahead.
There are thousands of dogs and cats housed in shelters that need your help. Local shelter professionals and volunteers give their heart and soul to help unwanted animals and deserve your support. Americans give millions every year to national animal organizations, but unless you give to your local shelter, you can't be sure that money will make it to the pets that need it most. Adopt, volunteer, and give to your local animal shelter. To find your local shelter, go to humaneforpets.org.
Gasoline, $32. Transported, over 120,000. Meaningful connections, priceless. Your donations, volunteer time, and purchases at our resale boutique have helped Soldiers Organized Services provide a ride home to tens of thousands of active duty Marines and their family members since 2007. To donate or volunteer and be a part of this important mission, visit sosride.org.
Wouldn't it be great if employees everywhere acted like they owned the company? Real caring, terrific customer service, and the ability to solve problems on the spot. Welcome to Renova Solar, a SunPower Elite dealer and now an employee-owned company.
The only
solar and battery storage company
in the Coachella Valley, where employees
are also owners.
Renova Energy Corporation, local, brighter, better. And now with employee partners.
I'm bored. Doesn't she know about Venus de Fido?
Yeah, they have an incredible indoor playground just for us.
And they have an amazing spa just for them.
Plus, we can be groomed at the same time they're being pampered.
I'd rather have fun and VIP daycare at Venus de Fido instead of this.
Ladies go to Venus de Fido, and they don't even have a dog.
Yeah, everyone goes to Venus de Fido. Venus is genius.
Venus de Fido, the spa.
Christina Saldivar is director of Mama's House, a community center that offers support, education, and counseling to young women dealing with crisis pregnancies. So we're here with Christina Saldivar, who is director of Mama's House, and you offer a safe environment for women who are facing unplanned pregnancy, right?
Yes, Bonnie. So Mama's House is a beautiful home providing shelter for women in crisis pregnancies. So we can service up to 10 women that can come and live at Mama's House and have a safe environment, whether they decide to parent or do adoption during their pregnancy.
And did you find when this idea first germinated, did you find a lot of people wanting to help right away?
Absolutely. Our founder and executive director, Jan Lupia, she is amazing. When you meet her, she just has a passion for this. She just ignites that in people. So we had such a great support group when they met around a coffee table and just brainstorming and vision casting. And because of Jan and God, now this vision is a cause, and we actually have a location and a place where these women can come. It's a reality now.
And it's interesting, used to be when I first moved here about 20 years ago, Palm Springs was sort of thought of as a much older demographic, which it somewhat is, but it's really changed over the years, and now it's really, so I'm imagining there is a definite need for this.
Absolutely, and you know, Palm Springs is a great place to retire, but we also have families that are raising their children here. We have a lot of shelters in the valley that maybe you're unaware of, in the Indio area, the east side of the valley. So there is definitely a need. In fact, most of our women are local, and we do get women nationwide. We've received them from Florida, Texas. So the need is out there for more of these homes, specifically for those that are pregnant.
And is there specific criteria? Do they have to meet certain criteria in order to be accepted?
Yes, well, right now they do have to be pregnant, and they have to be 18 and over. We are looking for ways to accommodate the youth, but we're not there yet. We do ask that they be a U.S. citizen, and so we're able to house them for up to a year or longer if they need to. If they have other children, we work with another program called Olive Crest Safe Families, which is amazing. And now with the Hope Center, you know, if people necessarily don't need to come and live at our shelter, we offer parenting classes and other resources that they can take advantage of there.
And now tell me about the Hope Center. What happens there?
Well, it basically is an extension of Mama's House. We provide counseling, therapy, just amazing services. We are doing our GED diploma through the Coachella Valley Adult School, which is so exciting because the adult school currently is in Coachella. So now residents that live in Desert Hot Springs, Palm Springs, it's more feasible for them to come to Palm Desert. And we get people from the community that are interested in having parenting classes. We are offering domestic violence classes through Shelter of the Storm, so they come and host a class at Hope Center. But they come in for any type of resources we offer, anything that they would need. Confidential pregnancy testing. We do offer post-abortion support groups. I myself have been through 2 abortions, so going through that healing process has been amazing.
It's not easy, yeah.
It's not easy.
Traumatic event, yeah. Absolutely.
A lot of people still don't talk about it, and you know, it's really amazing to have women there that have been through it and could support you through it. So we offer that class as well.
So I'm imagining that experience is what was part of what you wanted to become part of this program.
Absolutely. I think that no matter what we've been through, that we can use that as a message of hope and inspiration to others. And Jan has been that for me. She's also been through an abortion experience, and that wound could have been devastating in our lives. We could have chosen a different path, but we've chosen to embrace it, recover from it, and give others hope through our experience. So it's amazing.
Putting this whole thing together, do you have any men involved at all?
You know, that's a great question. We do have men involved in our board of directors, of course, and we do need more men. And the reason why is because some of the women have a baby's father involved. There was a man involved at some point, right? So we want to get them mentors. Yes, get them mentors, get them plugged in with sponsors. So when the women leave our program, we're talking to the men and women. So it's a better household for the child at the end of the day.
And is one of the services that you offer help in the adoption process as well?
Absolutely. We partner with Bethany Christian Services. If our resident decides, you know, this is the route I want to go, we have counselors available. They help with all the legal paperwork. And all the resident, she makes the choice how often she wants to see the baby. It's an open adoption, and she gets to set all the rules.
So do you have a website, or how do people find you?
Yes, we have a website. It's www.themamashouse.org, or they can call us at our number.
Okay. How rewarding is being part of this for you?
It's so rewarding. I don't have any daughters, but these residents surely become my daughters, and they fulfill my heart, and the children are just amazing. And when these women leave, they're so capable of doing a lot more and achieving their dreams. And so the milestones that they hit while they're at Mama's House gives them the encouragement to continue down the right path. And so it's really fulfilling, and I would urge anyone who has a desire to volunteer, to help, to give us a call, because there's definitely something for everyone at Mama's House.
It's one other way that I know the men are involved too, but that women, that we can support each other and hopefully help some of these young women who find themselves in that position, as you say, have this warm, supportive environment, and then go out into the world maybe feeling a little bit more confident and a little bit more sure of themselves, and to kind of follow the path that they're looking for as far as careers and that kind of thing. And then hopefully either the child is adopted, or they end up with a good home, one way or another.
Absolutely.
Well, Christina Saldivar, Director of Mama's House, thank you so much for the work you do, and for being here today.
Thank you
Appreciate it.
so much, Bonnie. Thank you.
Stay with us for more amazing women.
I would like to suggest fitness classes which will be beneficial to your health and well-being.
You're right. It's time we do something.
I know the perfect place for both of us.
Venus de Fido offers fitness classes for both people and their dogs, certified personal trainers, private and group training, plus Fido and You classes that both you and your dog can take together.
I'm feeling better already.
I told you, Venus is genius.
Venus de Fido, the spa.
Right behind you. Wounded Warrior Project, they saved me. I've come leaps and bounds.
I'm proud to be the man I am right now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, because contributions help us get back the life that we once knew.
Your gift today helps us provide programs and services desperately needed by our wounded veterans. You are the lifeline that aids our warriors in their recovery. Thank you for your continued support of Wounded Warrior Project.
Gasoline, $32. Transported, over 120,000. Meaningful connections, priceless. Your donations, volunteer time, and purchases at our resale boutique have helped Soldiers Organized Services provide a ride home to tens of thousands of active duty Marines and their family members since 2007. To donate or volunteer and be a part of this important mission, visit sosride.org.
Polly Schiff is a talented cellist who's played with acclaimed symphonies throughout the state of California. She's also a choir director and broke some new ground in the banking world. So we're here with Pauline, you go by Polly,
right?
Schiff, who is the principal cellist with Coachella Valley Symphony and on the board,
Right.
but also had a career in banking.
Yes.
You were just telling me, let's talk about this. So you studied and became a cellist as a young girl, right?
Yes, my family was a musical family, and I had to play the cello so the family could have a string quartet. So that
Was that really why?
Yes.
Now, did you want to choose the cello, or were we kind of pushed into it?
Well, I was pushed into it, but I enjoyed it, you know. So our family would go around to play at schools and stuff, and it was fun for me. I was a music major in college, and when I got out of college, trying to get a job for a woman in a symphony orchestra was, they didn't do it.
It's just so
unless
hard
you
to
played the
imagine.
harp or the piano.
So those were the women's instruments.
Right.
Okay.
And so that's been probably for many, many years. And the LA Phil started hiring women probably maybe 20, 25 years ago. But, you know, in the 60s and 70s, there was no opportunity.
Wow. And so that's when you went into banking at that point, right?
I went into banking to have money.
Yeah.
And,
a job, I call it.
Yeah, it was a job. You know, and in those days, in the middle 60s, working at the bank, all you had was typists.
Yeah.
And then they finally got women to be tellers.
Mm-hmm.
So I was a teller. And then I moved up the line, kept moving up the line a little bit. And it took me about 10 years before I was able to become a branch manager.
Wow.
And was the first branch manager that was a woman in 4 branches that I was at.
Wow.
And it was interesting because I would be in these branches and they would come in to say, "I'd like to speak to the manager, please." And I'd say,
Hello?
"Here I am."
Yeah.
And they'd say, the men would be like, "What? You're a woman?"
Banking was for a very male-oriented business for
Right.
years and years and years. Yeah.
So anyway, over the years, I managed to climb the ladder, keep climbing the ladder. And after 42 years, I retired as a senior vice president. And you know, it was always a challenge at every bank I went to. But it was a great career for me, and I was really happy
And
that I
then
was
you
able
moved
to
out
do
here
it.
and you had some goals.
I have my goals is to be a musician full-time. It's not necessarily full-time, but I'm playing in the symphony. I am the principal cellist. I'm on their board. I am a choral director, and I'm the music director at a church in Indio.
Okay.
And I teach cello to adults and children.
Okay.
And it's just a lot of music, loving music. Because to me, music mends minds.
Absolutely.
And I keep telling that to people, and it really does.
It really does. It's the universal language.
Totally amazing.
So I have to ask you, when you set those goals for yourself, when you came out here, was it challenging at all to meet them, or did they just kind of go boom, 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 boom?
Well, I was at the music store one day, and I was buying like some strings or something for my cello. And the man at the music store said, "Do you play the cello?" I go, "Yes." "Well, do you play in an orchestra?" I said, "No, not yet." He said, "Well, you've got to come out to the Coachella Valley Symphony." And within 3 days, I was playing in the symphony.
Okay.
And that was really
Pretty
cool.
easy.
And then I had already applied for the job at the church. I got that job. So I was working with the church. And then slowly, I started getting people that knew me, sending me their students and for the cello. And so that's kept me busy.
Yeah.
And, you know, the symphony has a lot of youth issues in it. We have a Buddy Rogers Youth Symphony that we support because the music in the elementary schools is very, very limited. And just getting these kids, they don't pay for these lessons.
That's just part of
That's part of the thing from the symphony, that whatever we raise goes to those
Support
kids.
the programs, right.
And it's been so wonderful. And there's so much music now going on out here in the Coachella Valley.
Yeah. So I'm just curious, do you find that female students learn differently or approach learning music differently than male children do? I'm just curious about that.
No, I don't.
No?
I don't think there's.
Pretty universal?
If you wanna play an instrument, it's the same. You know, it doesn't care what gender you are, because it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I never even thought about that really, because they all seem to be doing the same thing. And we have a pretty fair group of mixed in the Buddy Rogers Youth Symphony. In fact, this year we had over 70 kids auditioning to get into that orchestra.
And how many spots did you have?
About 40.
Wow.
And and they're still doing auditions because we never thought
that you'd have that many.
that it had
show
many
up.
kids were going to show up.
Yeah.
So it's just an amazing thing, and I wish we had the ability to have all those
All
kids
of them.
in there.
Yeah.
But you know, eventually they'll get in, and as others leave.
Yes.
And what we're trying to do is get these kids into a cycle of learning how to play, learning in their symphony, and then they move up to our symphony.
Mm-hmm. So kind of a training ground.
That's exactly what it is. Absolutely.
Well, Polly Schiff, again, the Coachella Valley Symphony, what a great organization to have here in our desert. I've heard them play. It's just it's so great for the kids. And I love it. Music mends minds. I'm going to remember that.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that you stuck with it and you decided on your goals when you came here and you did them all and now you're doing what you love.
Right.
Fabulous. That's what one of the reasons for this show is to inspire other women to pursue their dreams no matter what it takes.
That's right.
Thank you so much.
You.
Thank you.
Right behind you. Wounded Warrior Project, they saved me. I've come leaps and bounds.
I'm proud to be the man I am right now. Thank you from the bottom of my heart because contributions help us get back the life that we once knew.
Your gift today helps us provide programs and services desperately needed by our wounded veterans. You are the lifeline that aids our warriors in their recovery. Thank you for your continued support of Wounded Warrior Project.
Think about everything that you save. You save gas, you save money, you save time. But have you ever thought about saving life? That's right, life. In just 1 hour, you could save up to 3 lives, giving 3 people more time with the ones they love. And isn't that the best thing to save? The need for blood is as universal as it is constant. Save life, give blood.
I'm going to get pampered at Venus de Fido. See you soon.
You know I can go too, right?
You're right. Let's go.
Discover the Valley's only salt cave for a completely natural cleansing experience that can also effectively treat all kinds of health conditions, all while your dog will be having as much fun as you.
You're glowing.
I feel amazing. Did you have fun?
The coolest time ever. Venus is genius.
Venus de Fido, the spa.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Women. We hope you've been inspired to take the next step to follow your own dreams. See you next time.